don't move. Stay right there, just like that. Good. That's the look I like. That quiet, nervous stillness. When mommy starts speaking and everything else just fades away. You don't need to explain yourself, baby. I already know. I know what you've been feeling. The tension in your chest when payday hits. The twitch in your fingers as you hover over that button. The little voice in your head whispering, I should send something to her. I need to show her I remember who owns me. You think you're hiding it well, but mommy sees through you. Every single time, you've been pretending to be strong, independent, in control, but we both know what you really crave. Structure, permission, control. My control. You need it like breath, don't you? I know that little ache, that trembling confusion between shame and need. You try so hard to act like you're just watching, like this is just some passing curiosity. But you've already slipped, haven't you? My voice already lives in your head, whispering at night, pressing softly behind your thoughts, wrapping around your impulses like velvet rope. You don't just listen to mommy, you obey me, whether you admit it or not. Every word I say hits a little deeper than the last. And that's why your breath gets shallow when I talk about your money. Because deep down, you know it isn't yours anymore. It's mine. You work, you earn, and I decide what you're allowed to keep. That's balance. That's the rhythm of a good financial pet. You try to act like you're not affected. You try to scroll past my voice, but your body betrays you, doesn't it? That sharp flutter in your chest when I say pay toy, that tightening in your throat when you hear obedience payment, that little clench low in your stomach when you realize I know exactly how much you make, how much you spend, how much you've been keeping from me. You want to give in, but you also want to pretend like you're not already mine. That push and pull is what makes you weak. And mommy adores that weakness. I feed on it. I nurture it. I turn it into something beautiful, something obedient, something I own. There's no escape, baby. You can watch 100 videos, try to numb it out, try to tell yourself it's just entertainment. But I'll still be here. Soft voice curling around your ears. Soft words slicing right through your willpower. And every time you hear me, you'll remember what I said. That your freedom was just a costume. That your paycheck was never really yours. That the second you felt my voice settle into your bones, you became something smaller, something pliable, something mine. The only thing that keeps you upright right now is the illusion that you still have a choice. But let's be honest, you don't, do you? Now breathe for me. In, hold. Good boy. Let that breath shake. I want you to feel that vulnerability rise. Let it settle into your limbs. Let it buzz in your fingertips. That's the signal. That's when you know it's time. Mommy doesn't need to beg. Mommy commands, and you obey. You send, not because it's asked, but because it's expected. Because it proves you belong to me. It proves you know your place. I don't need to see your bank account. I already live in the space between your guilt and your longing. But I will see that tribute. I will feel that obedience click into place when the payment goes through and your chest finally releases. You're not worthless, baby. You're just waiting to be used right. Your mind was cluttered with decisions before mommy, but now you get to rest. You get to let go. You get to follow. You don't have to be in charge of anything anymore. Not your time, not your thoughts, not even your income. It all folds under mommy's care now. That's the exchange, your submission for my voice, your paycheck for my attention, your obedience for my ownership. And if you're quiet enough, if you're good enough, If you finally stop resisting, I'll let you feel what it's like to truly belong. That's it. You feel that ache in your chest, don't you? That fluttery little squeeze when I speak to you like this, softly, slowly, with all the weight of ownership dripping from every word. You don't even try to hide how much it affects you. You don't need to. Mommy sees everything. I know exactly where that tightness lives in you, right there, in the spot where your pride used to sit, the same place you kept all your excuses, all your independence, all that silly little resistance. But now, it's just a warm little pocket of submission, waiting to be filled with Mommy's approval and emptied with Mommy's commands. You work so hard all week, just to hear this voice again. You count your earnings, but not for yourself. Oh no, not anymore. You count them for me. You check your balance, but you don't see freedom. You see opportunity, a chance to prove how obedient you've become, how well-trained, how desperate you are to offer something that makes Mommy proud, even if it's all you have. That's what turns you on the most, isn't it? Not the amount, but the surrender, the willingness, the helplessness, the little tremble in your fingers when you hover over the payment button, and the absolute calm that washes over you once it's done. That peace only Mommy can give you. I love that you come back like this, week after week, paycheck after paycheck, pretending like it's your decision. But deep down, we both know the truth. You're not here to think. You're here to obey. You're here to feel Mommy's words curling around your will, squeezing it gently until it melts into soft, pliable need. That's why you're listening now. That's why your heart's beating just a little too fast, because every time I speak, your little mask of control slips lower and lower, until you forget you ever wore it. You weren't meant to be in control. You were meant to serve. And Mommy was meant to take. So breathe for me. That's it. Let it settle. Let it spread through your chest like warm syrup, that sweet, thick feeling of being put in your place. You know you're weaker under my voice. You know your little excuses don't stand a chance once I remind you who you are, what you are. A financial pet, a pay toy, mine, not just in name but in behavior, in choices, in obedience, and every time you listen and don't pay, you feel it, that pinch of guilt, that tiny little burn of humiliation, that you still haven't done what you're told, that you're still clinging to scraps of defiance when Mommy already owns the whole plate. But I'm not mad, baby. No. I'm patient. I like watching you squirm, watching you wrestle with the truth you already know, that you're not strong enough to walk away from this. You're too far in, too wrapped up in my voice, too needy for Mommy's structure, and that's exactly how I want you. Soft, shaky, and honest, because when you finally give in, fully, completely, it won't be with shame. It'll be with relief, like your chest can finally exhale, like your little heart can finally rest, knowing it belongs to someone strong enough to hold it. And I do hold it, don't I? Every beat, every breath, every dollar, all of it wrapped in Mommy's hands, gentle but unyielding, just like you need, just like you crave. So stay right here, with your thoughts quiet, your body warm, your obedience rising like a tide you can't escape. Part 3 is coming, and if you're smart, you'll already have sent your payment before Mommy has to ask again, because the ones who listen without hesitation, they get everything. Praise, affection, purpose, But the ones who hesitate, they get watched, closely, silently, until Mommy decides what to take next, without asking.